أهلا بكم مشاهدي آيتاك عبر قناة الحرة. نلتقي من جديد هذه المرة من مدينة سان فرانسيسكو. التطبيقات apps أو applications انتشرت كثيرا مؤخرا مع انتشار آيفون، آيباد وأندرويد. ما هي apps أو التطبيقات؟ كيف تعمل؟ ما هو مستقبلها؟ هل ستحل مكان الإبحار التقليدي لشبكة الإنترنت أم ستبقى منافسة؟ كل ما يتعلق بالابس ابليكيشنز او التطبيقات سنتعرف عليه اليوم مع ادم هودا. ادم هودا هو الرئيس التنفيذي لشركه يو اب. ادم هودا عمل مع ابل ل4 سنوات من ثم استقل وانشا شركته الخاصه يو اب التي تختص بتطوير الابس او التطبيقات لايفون، ايباد واندرويد. قبل البداية في الحوار كالعادة نتواصل دائما عبر بريدنا الإلكتروني ايتاك@الحرة.com. يمكن مشاهدة هذه الحلقة وحلقات أخرى من ايتاك في أي وقت على موقع القناة www.alhurra.com وعلى youtube.com/الحرة. آخر أخبار التقنيات والبرنامج تابعوها دائما من خلال فيسبوك وتويتر على ايتاك شو. ولنبدأ الحوار مع آدم هودا. Adam, we're happy having you on Alhurra TV in our show iTech. Thank you for having us here in San Francisco.
It's great to be here.
First, would you tell us about yourself? You worked with Apple for how long and what you were doing with them?
Sure. So I actually graduated from the University of California, Santa Barbara. Got my master's in computer science from there. And after college, really my dream job was to go work for Apple. And that's the only place I wanted to work. And I applied and I was accepted. And it was a really great place to work. While I was there, I got to work on products like OS X Leopard, which was the flagship operating system on the desktop computers. And after I finished up Leopard, I was invited to work on the iPhone 3G, which was one of the coolest things that I had ever done at that point. And I was very happy to get that experience. And while I was there, I kind of got a glimpse into the App Store before it was launched. And I had this feeling that it was going to be something just really big. And I decided to make the jump and leave and try to become an entrepreneur. I've always kind of had that itch, and I decided at that point to go and scratch it and go off on my own and see what I could do and see what I can do building on top of Apple.
What an app is.
Right. So, apps have actually, they've been around for as long as we've had computers. And, app is really just short for application. But what Apple has done is they've really created a app phenomenon. And that's really due to the iPhone in combination with the App Store. So apps, they come in all shapes and sizes. You have apps that are things that are gimmicks. You have things that are games. And you have apps that really provide a lot of value. And at UApp, we spent a lot of time looking at apps that we think are very powerful, and these are apps that really allow people to put their content out there in an app package.
To go further a little bit, why we should have apps since we have the websites?
Yeah.
Websites compete with the apps or vice versa, or they're completely different?
Totally. So we looked a lot at this and said, if you got an app and you're putting out content, why do you need an app? And why do you need an app when you have a website already? And when we really looked into it, we found that mobile apps really provide the best user experience. Mobile websites just don't compare in that respect. And really what I mean by that is if you look at the user interface, for example, in mobile apps, you can tap around and you can get around a lot faster. It just feels more smooth, more fluid. We also saw that we could do more sophisticated interfaces with mobile apps. We could really start pushing the state-of-the-art of interface design with mobile apps, doing things in 3D, and also just some of the basic stuff just works better in a mobile app. You're kind of constrained in some ways in what you can do in the interface with a mobile website. Another thing that we saw was offline usage. We don't really have the internet everywhere yet, and if you try to go to a website on your phone, it's not going to work if you don't have an internet connection. Or if you're on the airplane, and most airlines don't have internet on their planes yet, you won't be able to get to that content. So we found a really easy way with mobile apps to provide offline usage. And we think that that's pretty valuable to have. And really the third thing is when users go to find your content, they're going to look on Google, and they expect to find you in Google. But more and more people are also looking to the App Store, and they're searching the App Store for content. And so you want to be there too. So those are kind of the primary reasons why we think mobile apps are a good companion to mobile websites.
The apps are known more and more since Apple started the store. Before that, we didn't have this kind of apps, right?
Yep. So there were apps on the Palm Pilot, surprisingly, and I did play around with some of those, but Apple has really been able to do something that no one else has done, and now we see everyone else kind of catching up with them. And I think it's really kind of a magic formula of having a really great phone and having an easy way to go and get the apps. The Palm Pilot, for example, didn't have a store, one store to go to. You had to go to another website and then figure out how to get it on your phone. So they really made it so that the average person can get apps on your phone, and I think that's really the reason it took off.
Okay, the future of apps now with Apple and lately Android. Means apps will not be only exclusive for Apple and for Macintosh. How do you see the apps in the future with or without Apple?
Yeah, I think Android's going to be a great platform as well. I think Google and Apple actually being in this close a competition is great for consumers. And we're excited to be supporting Android here very soon. And I think Android's only going to increase the app phenomenon even further. And it's also, the Apple market, it's got almost 200,000 apps on it. On the Android, there's significantly less apps. So it's another opportunity for developers to get out there and get their apps in front of their users.
Before we go on and you show us what you do at your app, your company, can we explain to the viewers who maybe they're not familiar that much how the apps work?
What Apple's created and what other carriers are creating now is an app store. So if there's a particular thing you need to do, anything from finding a good restaurant or finding out where the sunset's going to be, you can go to this app store and search, and you can find an app that will probably solve that need. And we've had apps for all sorts of different needs being put on the store. So it's really easy for a user to go to the store and download an app and then put those apps on their phone, and they can use those apps while they're out and on the go.
But technically, when we hit the app and we get the content,
oh sure,
from where this content is coming?
Definitely.
And how technically the app pull the context from somewhere?
Okay, so yeah, when we went out to go figure out how to create these apps, we also solved the problem in the process, which was that you have a lot of content that you already have out there. You probably have a website, you probably have a YouTube channel, you probably have Flickr, you probably have Picasa, you have a WordPress blog, Facebook, all these different services that you have out there, and they're all separated, so you have content separated across all these things. So what we do in these apps is we really aggregate all this content together, and then when it's aggregated, we can mobilize it and create an app out of it. So your app is actually built upon all the content that you have out there already, and we think it's a really great solution because it creates a home base for all that stuff. So if you have a fan or a follower of your business or your personal brand, they can just go to your app now and they can get to everything. They don't have to go to 5, 10 different places to get your stuff. All your stuff is in one nice little app package.
It means that all the feed for the apps is coming from the internet?
From the internet. So all the content is pulled from the internet, a majority of it. When we create the apps, we actually built in, we cache content into the app. So if you don't have an internet connection the first time you use it, it still works just fine. Again, going back to user experience, we really strive to create good user experiences with mobile apps. And the content will refresh from the internet and keep your app really fresh, and all the content is again cached and will work offline.
UApp is the name of your new company, and you prepared for us like new apps.
Yes.
We're gonna see it in a bit after a short break.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. مشاهدينا تابعوا هذا اللقاء مع آدم هودا حول الابس او ابلكيشنز بعد الفاصل في اي تك دائما عبر الحرة. تتابعون اي تك عبر الحرة والحرة دوت كوم ويوتيوب.com/الحرة واخر اخبار التقنيات والبرنامج من خلال فيسبوك وتويتر على اي تك شو. تتابعون اي تك عبر الحرة والحرة دوت كوم ويوتيوب.com/الحرة واخر اخبار التقنيات والبرنامج من خلال فيسبوك وتويتر على اي تك شو. نعود اليكم مشاهدي اي تك عبر قناة الحرة لنتابع هذا اللقاء من هنا من سان فرانسيسكو مع آدم هودا الرئيس التنفيذي لشركة يو اب والموضوع حول apps او applications او التطبيقات. We're back Adam and now you're gonna show us some of your apps that you app your company did for us.
Cool, I'd love to. So first is our homepage. When you come to uapp.com, you'll learn some more information about how UApp works, what our features are, what the pricing is, and we're actually able to do iPhone apps for free. So definitely come and check that out and get an app going. So after you create an account, we have an app builder. This is where you come to create your app. You link in your content and define what your branding is going to be. So I'll just walk through the process here really quick. You need to put in an app name, description of your app. You also will put in the icon that you want to have on the home screen here. The next part is where you select what features you want to put in your app, things like Twitter, your YouTube videos, your photos. Next, we define your home screen. And then down here, you would link in your content. And then down over here for the theme, this is where you set your branding. It's really easy to pick out what colors you want to have. If you have a green branding, you pick that out there. And then you select the pricing model you want to go through, and then you submit our app to us. And so once we get your app, we will then send it through our system where we will generate a fully native iPhone application, and we will also be doing Android and iPad applications through the same process as well.
Mm-hmm. You mean any user can go to your website, uapp.com, and do that?
Yep.
And send you this proposal, and you go through it, you approve it, and you will be in direct contact with the person as well?
Yes, we hold your hand through the process, making sure your app comes out just the way you want it and making sure it's up to standards. You know, we have our own quality levels, and we really want to make sure you have a great application. And as you can see, this is way easier than having to program. We've really eliminated the developer out of this, so it's easy enough for the average person to now have their very own iPhone app.
After this step, what next?
Okay. So after that, it will go to our system, and we will build your app. We'll build a video of it so you can see it in action, and you'll get a link to the video in your email. Once you see the video and you like the app and you approve it, we will then submit it to the App Store for you. So you don't have to deal with Apple or pay Apple to put your app on the store. We take care of all that for you. And your app should, from submitting here to getting your app on the store, it takes about a week.
A week.
So it's the fastest path to getting your app on the App Store.
And what the difference between, you told me that you have free apps and like paid apps. How come you do free apps?
Yeah, we really wanted just to completely blow away the barriers. And with a free app, we found out we can do it if we have them ad supported. There's a lot of advertising money being made on mobile devices now. You know, that's why Apple bought Quattro. So that's our model with the free thing. And we really believe that once you get a free app, and when you get a free app, we actually show you on our website how much money your app's making. And we want you to upgrade to a paid plan because we want you to make money with your app. If you have a big brand and a lot of followers, this is a new revenue stream for you. So we want to have your app actually help you build your business and create a new revenue stream.
Would you show us like ready apps that you have already?
Yes.
You app?
I would definitely love to. We'll show you some apps that have been created using UApp. We've got 4 of them on the iPhone that I have on my screen here. Again, these apps will also work on the iPad, and we'll also be supporting Android. So first, I want to show you guys an app that we created for a big soccer or football blog that's here in the US. So when you come into the app, we've got our home screen here, and our app's always checked for updates, so we can totally reconfigure the app and have it change the look and what features are in it. All our apps update without having to resubmit to Apple, which is a big feature. So off the home screen, we can hit main. This is bringing in a blog. We format your RSS feed from your blog to look very nice and on a mobile device. We really want to optimize it for a really good reading experience. We spent a lot of time thinking about what's the best way to read on your iPhone. So if we look at an article, this is bringing in a article from the website. I can scroll through it. There's no horizontal scrolling or pinching and zooming, which is something that we really dislike at UApp. We think your content should be formatted already for viewing on these devices, and we take care of doing that automatically. We have a process to format the content in this way. We also have buttons down here to make the font bigger. Some people like to read really big. I know I do. And one tap will then disappear all the bars, and you really can just focus in on the content in this way. And this is vastly superior than looking at your content on just the website. So there's the blog. We also bring in another feed here in here for news. We can bring in as many feeds as you like. Next, we bring in videos. So we can see all the football videos here that are uploaded on YouTube. And you can define what videos you'd like to have featured. Fans can also upload their own videos, and all those videos will then come into the app. So you have really a community built up around these apps as well. Next is photos. So these are all photos that are stored on Flickr, Picasa. Anytime there's a new game, if this is your app, you can create a new album for that game. Or if there's a big football event, you can create an album for that. And all our photos come in just beautifully, just how you would expect on your iPhone. They all come in thumbnail. You can click on one of these and go full screen and go through them like that. And you can go landscape, all that good stuff. So that's photos. You're also able to put your photos in a slideshow as well. Another feature we bring in here are your tweets. So this plugs in right into Twitter using the Twitter API. We don't bring in a web view or just bring in the mobile website. We actually use the API and really create a native Twitter client right in these apps. So you get all these tweets coming in. You can click on these links. We have an in-app browser to bring up these links. You never have to leave the app. You stay within the app. That's one of our goals, is to keep you involved in the app and never leave unless it's appropriate. So bring in all your tweets there, and then here's links. We can bring in a link to anywhere else. There's scores and a calendar on this particular app here. So that's one app. I would like to show you the app that we created for iTech. So we were actually able to create this app in about 30 minutes. We bring in your blog into the app. It's a feature off the home screen here. And you've got mostly photos uploaded. But if we look at one where you have some text, you get your text in. You do the font control like we saw before. Also the full screen. We also have an about screen, so we can learn a little bit about iTech and who's the host. They can send you an email actually right through the app. You can also put a phone number in there as well. Now, we bring in all the episodes that you've recorded ever that are on YouTube here. So if one of your fans wants to look up an episode that they saw in the past, they can go through the app, and they can also check out new episodes as they're released.
And they can watch it on the phone.
And they can watch it right on their phone. So then we also bring in the tweets as well. So these are the iTech Show tweets, again, all native. And we also bring in conversations. You get to define what conversations make sense for your app. So since this is iTech and Macworld is going on, we have a hashtag for Macworld. We also have a hashtag for CES and Android and iPad. All the tech topics that people would want to find out about, they can go in here and they can click on Macworld. We can see what people are saying about Macworld in real time right here.
And Facebook will be included?
Yes, we are building Facebook support. Right now we can bring in Facebook by just showing the web view of Facebook, but we will be building in native Facebook support. We also have features like sharing. So if you have an article in your app and you want to share that with your friends on Facebook, we're going to be adding that very soon as well.
At the end, for more information about you, about the company, your app, we should go to the website and any email address as well. What are the ways to contact you?
Yeah, so we have a website. We actually have just launched. Our website is uapp.com. A great way to stay in touch with us is really just to follow us on Twitter. We're going to stay really active on Twitter. If you send us a message, we'll most likely get back to you. We also have an email address. If you have any problems with your app, you can email us at support@uapp.com.
Do you have a Facebook?
We do have a Facebook as well. There's a link to our Facebook page off our homepage. And we encourage you to go to our Facebook page and leave us feedback. Let us know what features you would like to have in your app.
Adam, Huda, thank you very much. We were really happy having you on iTech, and thank you for having us here in San Francisco. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure to be here.
مشاهدينا، إلى هنا نأتي إلى ختام هذا اللقاء مع آدم هودا، الرئيس التنفيذي لشركة يو آب، وكان الموضوع حول الابس ابليكيشنز أو التطبيقات التي تستخدم على آيفون، ايباد واندرويد. شكرا للمتابعة، نلتقي الأسبوع المقبل من مكان آخر في العالم. إلى ذلك الحين نتواصل دائما عبر بريدنا الإلكتروني iTech@alhurra.com. يمكن مشاهدة هذه الحلقة وحلقات iTech الأخرى في أي وقت على موقع القناة www.alhurra.com وعلى youtube.com/الحرة. آخر أخبار التقنيات والبرنامج تابعوها من خلال فيسبوك وتويتر على iTech Show. شكرا لكم جميعا وإلى اللقاء.